Hello, everyone. And hello, Hong Kong. So, my husband Marcus and I have two daughters, Tallulah and Allegra. And as a family, we love food. We're the family where all four of us have MasterChef playing on our airline screens. We even stage our own family version of the Great British Bake Off, competing to see who can make the best Victoria sponge. And Marcus meticulously plans our weekend meals, which, since we acquired an industrial ice cream maker, have tended to involve at least two flavors of homemade gelato, which we tell ourselves anyway, won't keep and needs eating up by Sunday night. Then, not long ago, Tallulah, who's now 10, started to turn down second helpings of ice cream. She'd become self-conscious about what she called her Father Christmas tum. And this wasn't cool. So she started regulating what she eats. And we started going on mum and daughter hikes. So she's now this fit, well, okay, I'm her mom, so I think she is gorgeous. But most people would see a fit and normal-looking 10-year-old. The trouble is that when it comes to the portrayal of women, media does not do normal. Normal in the real world is size 14 or 16. Normal in the media is size 0. Models on catwalks have become more and more emaciated, and ad campaigns for beauty and fashion brands routinely airbrush images of already thin models to make them even thinner. Last month, France made the news when it joined Italy, Spain, and Israel in banning ultra-thin models. But the thinness ideal doesn't just affect models. Its impact on the rest of society is massive and hugely detrimental to the physical and mental health of women and girls. At the Women's Foundation, we think that Hong Kong needs to pay more attention to this issue. Our billboards, TV programs, and social media sites all create and reinforce the belief that thinness equates to beauty. 30% of the pages of our entertainment magazines are slimming ads directed at women, underscoring the pressure that women feel to conform to often unrealistic ideals. According to a preliminary YouGov poll of 16 to 30-year-old women in Hong Kong, 87% think about their weight all or some of the time. What's frightening, though, is that how women think they look often bears no relation to reality. According to the Hong Kong Eating Disorder Association, of women in Hong Kong trying to lose weight, 60% are normal weight and 10% are actually underweight. The same study found that eating disorders are increasing exponentially in Hong Kong. This has very significant ramifications for our health system because eating disorders can lead to malnutrition, osteoporosis, and organ failure with fatal consequences. At the same time, around half of people with eating disorders meet the criteria for mental depression, which in the most extreme cases can spiral into a scary derangement. Pro-anorexia or pro-ana websites advise girls to eat in front of the mirror naked. You will be completely repulsed and repelled from your food, and that is a good thing. One website promotes the Anna's Creed, which contains these chilling beliefs. I believe I am the most vile, worthless, and useless person ever to have existed on this planet, and that I am totally unworthy of anyone's time and attention. I believe in salvation through starvation. I believe in hell because sometimes I think I am living in it. Even if these are delusional extremes, more and more girls are moving closer to the brink. According to a study released in the UK, 11 to 13-year-old girls are more anxious, more unhappy, and lacking in confidence than just 5 years ago. We know from our work at the Women's Foundation, and I know from my own family situation, how low self-esteem can hold girls back in very significant ways. From being a confident little girl who happily danced in Hong Kong ballet productions in front of huge audiences, Tallulah is now too self-conscious to try out for the basketball team, despite the coach telling her she's good enough to do so. Not long ago, she had a tantrum about joining the birthday lunch of an old family friend because she was too embarrassed to go. And she's very sensitive about other people watching her, often imagining she's under scrutiny when she isn't. But in all this, she is not alone. According to research by Dove, which is reinforced by the YouGov poll for Hong Kong that I mentioned, 6 out of 10 girls choose not to do something because they don't want to draw attention to the way they look, including participating in classroom discussion or not turning up to school at all. So, what can we do about this? Well, the good news is that we can do a lot. Governments have a part to play. In addition to banning ultra-thin models, France has banned beauty pageants for girls under the age of 13 and has laws enjoining the media from broadcasting sexist and demeaning images of women. 2 years ago, Taiwan introduced a ban on unnecessary plastic surgery for minors, apparently after a series of botched nose jobs on girls as young as 9. To some people, this might smack of governments overreaching into social engineering, but I think we have reached a point where drastic action is needed, and progressive governments are responding to this. Besides governments, businesses can start reviewing their brand ambassadors, who they're using in their ad campaigns, to ensure that they reflect and celebrate the diversity of shapes and sizes that make up the human race. Media platforms can start taking more responsibility for the content that they're promoting. And NGOs also have a role to play. At the Women's Foundation, we are making a documentary on these issues, and we'd like to share with you now the teaser for the documentary. Enjoy.
It's mind-boggling because you have young children who are watching shows like that. Is that acceptable in society?
只要你一有條線喺度咧，佢都係會 focus 咗喺嗰樣嘢度先咯。
對於自身女孩子嚟講，最接受得多咧就係要減肥。
A lot of them just started seeing themselves more negatively.
Media has the power to create and exacerbate gender stereotypes, which are the root cause of so many challenges which women face in the workplace and in the broader community. We hope the campaign will encourage all media consumers to filter what they are seeing and to embrace a set of core values and healthy aspirations that allows them to appreciate and distinguish natural and innate beauty from airbrushed fantasy.
I'm not an object.
I am not an object.
I'm not an object.
She's not an object.
Thank you. Thank you. So, thank you. We talked about what governments, businesses, NGOs can do to make a difference. But individuals have an incredibly important role to play. This event is about momentum, and momentum starts with a spark. You all have the power within you to ignite change. You can use the power of social media to call out the ads, the brands, the media platforms that continue to objectify women and promote the myth that one size should fit all. There's a website for She Objects where you can sign up to show your support and to receive updates on the documentary and the media literacy campaign that we're planning to launch in schools next year. We can all also do so much more as parents, educators, and friends to instill the belief that how we look is just one part of our identity. We can take more care over our everyday conversations to ensure that the compliments we give are couched in terms of actions and values rather than looks. We can be more thoughtful about the type of videos and photos that we're uploading to YouTube and Facebook. We can do more to coach our girls to deal with teasing, taunting, and bullying. Studies show that even small interventions of this sort have a positive and sustainable impact on the confidence and aspirations of girls. At the end of the day, it's these millions of personal actions combined with bold government initiative and businesses changing the way they do things that will bring about the necessary sea change in societal attitudes that will ensure we put a stop to this. And instead, ensure our women and girls can be their best selves. So, thank you very, very much for listening. And Tallulah, I just want you to know that I really love you just the way you are. Thank you.